Getting a 5-star character in a gacha game is like winning the lottery. That's exactly what's happening in Wuthering Waves right now. All players got a mail from the dev team providing us with a special item that lets us choose and get for free one of the 5-star characters on offer. This is a special one-time thing to thank us for the start of the game or whatever problems they had at launch. I don't even care what the reason is. Free 5-star character, guys. I want to talk about which character you should be choosing. I'm going to be discussing all 5 characters and discussing different scenarios, because making this choice can be one of the more important things you do at the start of playing Wuthering Waves. Let me preface everything first though with me saying that these are just my thoughts. Your playstyle might be different. You might be having different goals. I'm just going to give you some general information and some of my own thoughts, but you can do whatever you want and whatever you feel is best for you and how you want to play Wuthering Waves. So the first thing I'd like to recommend is go to the convene. And you'll see this novice convene called Utterance of Marvels, where you can do pulls of characters, among which are the 5-star characters that are already in this special reward convene. So what I would suggest is that you do the 50 convenes here, see which characters you get. You will get one 5-star character for sure from those 50 convenes. And these 50 convenes are just going to cost you 40 lustrous tides. So there's a 20% discount here. I recommend everyone does this first. Why you want to do this is to see which 5-star characters you're going to get from this pull. And then if you get one of the 5 that are on offer for free, you can eliminate that one from your choices. People have been creating tier lists for Wuthering Waves, and almost everyone agrees that Calcharo, Encore, and Verina are S tier characters. So those are your top picks. You will pick any one of the other 2 only if you already pulled one of these 3 in the novice convene event that I mentioned. So let's talk about Calcharo, Verina, and Encore. You're gonna go for Verina if you're gonna be using the Rover, your main character in the main story of the game, as your main DPS. And you can put Verina as his healer and support basically. And then you can pick whichever third character you want. Baiji, the free healer character that you get in the game, is nowhere as good as Verina. So if you're gonna be keeping Rover and playing with Rover as your main DPS, pick Verina. If you want to have a better DPS than Rover, then you would want to go with Calcharo or Encore. Calcharo's playstyle is basically using his 4 basic attack combos and his resonance skill to fill out that special bar in the middle of the screen, and then you're going to be using heavy attacks and your ultimate to unleash high DPS on your targets. He's a pretty straightforward sword wielding character that does a lot of damage, and a lot of people are putting in S tier. He's probably more reliant on heavy attack damage, but there's buffs through his ultimate to his basic attacks as well. He goes well with Mortify in the team because Mortify buffs heavy attack damage, so that could be a good combo to have together with a healer. Next is Encore, and she's pretty fun to play. She has fusion damage and her playstyle revolves around basic attacks. You can see that right away from the first skill. The basic attack does a 4-hit combo, and then after basic attack 4, if you press another basic attack, you're gonna get the Woolly Strike, which then gets buffed through other skills in her tree. So what you want is to build her for basic attack and fusion damage, and she's gonna be dishing out a lot of damage. But also when you cast her heavy attack, she's going to have reduced damage for a while, which makes her survivability better. And she goes well with Senhua that buffs basic attack damage on outro skill, so that would be a good team to have. Encore, Senhua, and a healer. Jianxin is a cool character. She's alright, she's a good DPS. She does arrow damage, but the problem is she's centered around parrying, right? She's good to counter bosses and enemies that do a lot of damage with those parryable attacks, but her damage output is not as good as Calcharo's or Encore's. She's kind of in an A tier. Lingyang, on the other hand, is complicated to play. You need to do some combos between his resonance skills and your basic attacks. It's not for everyone, but he's a really cute character and has really cool animations, so I'm sure he's going to have a lot of people picking him up. But as I've said, Calcharo, Verina, and Encore are S tier characters, and whichever one of those you pick, you're going to do alright. Here's a couple of scenarios that I'm thinking. So, you want to be playing with Rover as your main DPS, Baiju is a bad healer, you didn't get Verina in your novice convene, you're going to pick Verina here in the free targeted convene as your 5-star character. You can then choose whichever character for your 3rd slot, it doesn't really matter, that's going to be an alright team. The second option is for you to go for a DPS, so pick Calcharo or Encore, pair them up with another character that's going to buff their basic or heavy attacks on their outro skills, and then pick a healer, whichever healer that you have for your team. Baiji is going to do alright in healing, just not as spectacularly good as Verina. So those are the two main choices for you. There's also a third choice that if you have already a team that you like, you can just pick one of the characters that you already have in your team and use that to upgrade it one more level, because you got to pick up the same character like 6 or 7 times to unlock all the buffs for that character. So it's really hard for 5-star characters, and this free targeted convene can be a great way to advance your upgrade of the character that you already have. And that's about all the knowledge that I wanted to share about this free targeted convene and getting a 5-star character in Wuthering Waves. I hope this video helped you at least a little bit to make the right choice for yourself. If it did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That's going to help us a lot. And this is the Wuthering Waves noob signing out.